I gave you the warning 3 months ago, and now I have no other choice. You're done. You're done. Leave the field. Too many flagrant offenses and unfair attacks and too-little action. You're out. Hit the showers. It's the red card. First of all, your chance to play a role in how immigration and deportation policies are carried out this year is over. Having been given ample time and space to craft legislation, you failed.
That was Democratic Congressman Luis Gutierrez on Illinois on the House floor criticizing Republicans for failing to act on immigration reform, handing out a red card in the spirit of the World Cup. President Obama now promising to act on his own, as we just told you. Congressman Gutierrez joins us now from Chicago. Congressman, always good to see you. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Pleasure to be with you this morning.
Do you have any optimism that immigration will be done in the near future? We were just talking about it in our last segment. Chuck Todd was pretty pessimistic about it. We've had a lot of presidents who controlled both houses of Congress and still couldn't get it done. What gives you optimism if you have it?
I don't. That's why last week, after 3 months of giving weekly speeches and working, and look, nobody is closer with Republicans than I have. And when they said, hey, Luis, everyone can't become a citizen right away, I didn't leave the table. When they said we had to do it in parts and we couldn't do it a comprehensive bill, but we had to do it in parts, I said, let's put those parts together. When they said no to the Senate bill, I said, let's create a House bill. But look, and every time we said yes, they found a way to say no. There are, I want to make this clear, dozens and dozens of members of the Republican caucus who want to deal with this issue. They want to deal with it from a border security point of view, but many of them want to deal with it because they see the deportations, they see the devastating impact this has on families. They see that there are 5 million American citizen children whose parents are undocumented, and they don't want to see. And you know what? Many of them see a permanent underclass. Let them join Democrats. Here's the craziness about this situation, is that there isn't a Republican who fears he's going to lose his re-election that we need to vote for it. There are already dozens that are willing to do it, that are able to go back out to their constituency and explain why they vote for comprehensive immigration.
So, Congressman, then where is the roadblock? If you have these dozens and dozens of Republicans in the House who want to get something done, where are you running into the problem?
I think here's where your problem is. You have a small group of Tea Party folks in the House Republican majority that block. And they threaten. I know what they do. They threaten Speaker Boehner, and they say, you will no longer be Speaker. McCarthy won't be Majority Whip if you allow this. And you know what? Their numbers are enough to actually cause that kind of chaos within their own ranks. Look, I've seen this. Mario Diaz-Balart, congressman from Florida, he did everything he could to bring together a coalition. He did a wonderful job. But what he can't overcome is the fear that the leadership has of losing their position. And I want to say to him and to other Republicans, anytime, at any moment that you want to sit back at the table, as you did last January when you presented a set of principles. And what was the Democratic response to the set of principles? Thank you, welcome. We'll work within the confines of your principles. But look, when you take a humanitarian crisis on the border and you demonize and you mock children, then it's time for us to simply issue the red card and say we're going to move on. So here's what my point of view is. If you want to come back and discuss this, fine. But in the interim period, I believe the President of the United States has already in statute, in the law, the ability to heal and put in a safe harbor millions of undocumented immigrants while the Congress of the United States finally decides that it's going to take action. But you know what? I don't see any action. What they're thinking about is a very short-term goal of the 2014 election. What they forget is 900,000 Latinos turn 18 every year. And yes, they're all citizens of the United States. Look, the demographic tsunami that they're going to have to confront in 2016 is one that they can't overcome. So if you want to be a party of regions, you can be a party of regions, but you'll never be a national party again. So,
Congressman, what do you expect the president to actually announce and actually do when he comes forward with his measures?
Here's what I expect. Well, here's what I'd like to see. We've given the president a 4-page memorandum of different things within the law that he can do. Number one, you saw that there are 600,000 young immigrant youth that are not documented due to an executive order of the president in June of 2012. 600,000 of them. Everybody's happy. They're studying. They're working. Why not their parents? I want to suggest one other group. There were 72,000 American citizen children who lost a mom or a dad due to deportation. 72,000. There are 5 million American citizen children who every day fear losing their mom and dad. Why can't he put those moms and dads in a safe place so that they can raise their children? I think that's in the national interest, and that's truly family values. And last, there's a group. We have the military already, so if you're in the military and your wife's undocumented, if you're in the military and you marry somebody, an immigrant, guess what? They don't make her go back to Dublin for 10 years. They don't make her go back to Mexico or Manila. They don't make her leave the country or him the country for 10 years. The president can simply parole them in place and say, you know what? On with your lives. Here's your green card and move forward. So there are many things the president can do. And I expect this. Just as Republicans have said no, 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 I expect the president to be broad, expansive, and generous in the use of his prosecutorial discretion.
Remains to be seen how much exactly he can do. We'll see. Congressman Luis Gutierrez of Illinois, we appreciate you taking some time out of your morning with us. Thanks so much. And for more on this issue,